Awareness, Health and Environmental Alternatives, starring internationally acclaimed investigative reporter, compelled to help change people's lives. Two-time winner Crystal Awards, the man who tells it like it is, Basil Gold.
And now my next guest, Dr. Ward Dean, is a graduate of West Point and Hanyang University of Medicine in Korea. He's a former Army flight surgeon and a member of the Delta Force. He's a specialist in anti-aging and has served on the boards of American Academy of Anti-Aging, Anti-Aging Medicine, the Aging Association. He's also the vice president of the International College of Advanced Longevity Medicine, and he is the medical director of the Center for Biogerontology. He's an expert witness on toxicology, and he has testified for the defense in cases regarding GHB, gamma hydroxybutyrate, also known as the date rape drug. Dr. Dean, thank you so much for coming down. Your books, and I've read all your books, and you've written so many. I've just finished reading your Smart Drugs 1 and 2, phenomenal books. I'd like to add to some of the things in there. And of course, the controversial subject, GHB, gamma hydroxybutyrate. Tell me your story. We are going to tell it to you folks the way it is. Nothing you have heard has been fact to this date. Am I right?
That's true. And I want to thank you, Basil, for having me on the show. I've admired your courage in taking on many controversial and cutting-edge topics that nobody else wants to touch.
Well, thank you. Coming from you, I really appreciate that. Tell us about GHB, the hype that we've had on GHB and all the misrepresentations we've had on it, date rape drug.
Well, you hit
Bottom line.
Two of the main bits of misinformation that the establishment media has perpetrated on the American public. Number one, it's not a drug, and number two, its use as a date rape substance has never really been substantiated. But this is the hype that gets it demonized by the newspapers and by the major media.
And I know why. Because as I said in the beginning, there are those who do not want us to report on this because of what it is.
Exactly. And what it is one of the safest, most non-toxic, non-habit-forming, non-addictive, most beneficial substances known to man, with a wide variety of beneficial uses.
It's being banned state after state.
20 states right now.
Yet people have GHB in their bodies.
Exactly. And so in those states, people are actually unindicted criminals because they are in possession of a controlled substance. And this same naturally occurring substance has been studied for over 40 years by scientists in Europe, Canada, and the United States.
I got some many years ago from Canada, and then I heard about the hype. I didn't take it, but it was the most incredible feeling. My mind, I could remember people at school when I was a little boy who sat next to me in class. My memory was incredible.
Exactly. It has a wide range of uses. Probably its most important and common use is because it's a very safe inducer of sleep. It's the strongest, most powerful sleep-inducing substance known to man. But unlike all of the prescription sleep-inducing drugs, GHB, or gamma hydroxybutyrate, breaks down in the body into two harmless substances, carbon dioxide and water. It does this in about 2 hours. There is absolutely no toxicity whatsoever from GHB. In fact, it's 3 times safer than table salt.
Well, being a natural substance in our body, obviously, it can't be and it's all 100% natural, right? It doesn't come from chemistry and laboratories.
Exactly. Of course,
excuse me. Like Prozac, for people who have the problems, they now go to St. John's wort because it's all natural. This, in fact, would do the same as St. John's wort and better.
GHB is a better antidepressant than any of the prescription antidepressants out there.
Ouch. I didn't say that.
It's a better anti-anxiety agent than any anti-anxiety agent out there. It's a better mood relaxer, mood enhancer than alcohol. It doesn't pickle your brain and your liver while it's doing this. And about 2 hours later, after you felt very relaxed and you feel good, it's metabolized by the body, and instead of having a stomachache and a headache, you're perfectly refreshed and alert.
Now, I believe you brought some for me to try in the studio today.
Well, we did. In fact, the reason is because every time you read about GHB, they tell about how it is a colorless, odorless, tasteless substance that can be slipped unknowingly into some poor girl's drink.
Exactly.
And I want you to taste this substance, Basil, and tell me how tasteless it is.
So, all right. This is it.
That is really an energizing dose.
Oh, my God.
Now, how'd you like to have that slipped into one of your drinks?
That is awful.
Now, that is really about the only downside of GHB, or in this case, this was a precursor.
This is what they're talking about, that they put it into drinks and nobody tastes it?
Yes, this is what 20
That is
states...
bull, you know what?
Exactly.
No, damn. Excuse me, folks, but that is kind of revolting, if you don't mind me saying so.
My wife says it tastes like burnt tires.
Tastes like... It doesn't taste good.
Yes. Well, and so certainly this is not the colorless, odorless, tasteless substance that is unknowingly slipped into drinks. When you put enough juice in it, it is tolerable and you can get it down. But as we said, it has a wide range of uses. Now, you just had a discussion on the benefits of growth hormone. One of the effects of GHB is that it not only puts you to sleep, it enhances the quality of your sleep. And while it is enhancing the quality of sleep, it stimulates the release of growth hormone. It restores your growth hormone levels back to those of teenage years.
And I believe that when we are in a somnambulistic state, a good deep state of sleep, we release hormones that actually help with weight loss.
Exactly. This is the one substance that you can take when you go to bed at night and wake up knowing that you have burned body fat while you've been sleeping.
Wow. Tell me more, tell me more, tell me much, much, much more.
Basil, there is so much more to tell you about this. GHB lowers cholesterol in addition to raising growth hormone levels. It's been used for Parkinson's disease, schizophrenia, attention deficit disorder, fibromyalgia, chronic fatigue, and a very painful, debilitating condition known as reflex sympathetic dystrophy. This is a totally devastating condition which involves sleep disturbances, actual bone and muscle pain. There is no cure. 1 or 2 tablespoons of GHB, instantly resolved. This is absolutely amazing stuff that I believe it is the most beneficial substance that man could take on a daily basis. My wife takes it, I take it, I even give it to my children.
Wow. Now, I heard people who were suffering these degenerative diseases that you were talking of were getting it by prescription.
Well, it used to be available by prescription, and in fact, there is a pharmaceutical company right now which is conducting FDA-sanctioned tests to have it approved. But it is a dietary supplement, and although GHB itself is very difficult to get, there are precursor substances that are available that are equally as safe as GHB, and they turn into GHB 100% instantaneously in the body. So you get absolutely the same effect of GHB by taking these precursor substances.
I must admit, Dr. Ward, Dr. Dean, that I've heard some controversial things about GHB in the past. That was synthetic, I know all natural thing can't. Can you explain that to me?
No, it's actually because it's so beneficial that there's been a concerted effort by both the government and the pharmaceutical and possibly even by the alcohol industry to suppress GHB because it's stepping on some very large pharmaceutical and alcohol company toes.
Exactly. Brings me back to my opening statement is they don't want to report on it because they're getting the advertising bucks from the Procter, well, we won't even get into names, all the various names, and these people are not happy.
Exactly. We can. One of my patients once said that if the FDA doesn't like it, it's got to be good. And this is really one case where we have an absolutely wonderful, beneficial substance that is being terribly suppressed and demonized by the establishment press. Now, certainly there are things that can be abused. We've talked about this being the date rape drug. I've never known of a case where it has been used as such. But certainly we don't want to, we want to prosecute criminals but not the things that they use for their crimes. For example, do you know what the largest killer of children by accidents is?
Must be alcohol, surely.
It's shopping carts.
What?
More children are killed falling out of shopping carts. That's the #1 accidental killer of children in this country. But where is the hue and cry to suppress shopping carts?
No, I got to disagree with you on that.
It's
I know
obvious
of other things.
It's obviously because GHB is stepping on these financial toes. But anyway, the question is, how can we get this? Well, there are, as we said, natural precursor substances that turn into GHB and have the same miraculous benefits as GHB, and they are widely available. It's just a matter of knowing how to get them.
And of course, all this information, folks, is going to be given to me. Our research and investigation is available to you. So at the end of the show, we will have our toll-free number on the screen, and you can call us and we'll tell you how these things work. We give you all the information you want, and it's totally free. So give me a call.
Basil, one area where it's being used with tremendous benefit, in Europe it's sold over the counter as a treatment for alcohol and opiate addiction. And I can't tell you the number of my patients who used to drink socially, or even perhaps a little more than socially, who have totally stopped their use of alcohol. Their family life has improved, their job performance has improved, their sleep has improved, they're more alive, more energetic during the day once they have started on GHB or one of its precursor substances. I believe that it is a real physiological and neurological normalizer. It makes us good as we know we should feel, but don't always feel. It's a tremendous energy enhancer and can be taken safely by low doses during the day and, of course, the sleep-inducing doses at night.
I must admit, I still have a taste in my mouth. It's not the most pleasant tasting thing. So could you put it in fruit juice or something?
Absolutely, and that's the way you want to do. And drink it with enough fruit juice to cover the taste.
Right. And I still can't believe that. Now I know it can't be a date rape drug. Nobody could drink anything and tell me, with that in it, and tell me you don't taste
An
like
indicator of its safety is that it's been called the anti-anxiety agent of choice for potentially suicidal patients. People with depression, they're always at risk for suicide, and there has never been a successful suicide with GHB. It's that safe.
And I believed it, and that's why I brought you on the show. Well, folks, and Dr. Dean, thank you. Dr. Ward, Dean Ward. I always get Ward, Dean Ward.
The story of my life.
It's been a pleasure having you. Folks, all shows come to an end, as you know. Thank you for watching. I hope you learned the truth today. Give us a call and we'll tell you everything you need to know. I'm Basil Gold. Take care of your health in a natural way. God bless. See you next week.